Hey everyone, hi, this is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. Welcome to the chat this week. I am talking about denim today. So if you've never been here before, this is a live chat. We get together once a week or so and we talk about sewing. I usually have a topic and we answer questions. Well, you can have questions about anything though. The only thing I ask is if you have a question, type a capital Q with a colon next to it, and then that way I can filter through and make sure that I get all the questions answered. Okay? All right, so I'm excited because the Love Notions denim jeans are coming out this week. So I thought, what better time to talk about denim? And I'm hoping that my sound is okay. Looks like it is. I can see the green line, the right place. So anyway, I see a lot of fun people on. Hi, Louise. Hi, Carol, Brenda Cooper. Let's see, there's lots of people on here. Ooh, gotta scroll back. Hi, Dee. Nice to see you. Hi, Dolores. All right. Good to see everybody. Louise, Diana, Joey. Joey's going to be in her car, so she said she'd be listening. All right, I'm excited. Hi, Kelsey. Nice to see you. Happy Friday. All right, so I like coffee, but I have Diet Pepsi instead. You guys always see me with a Diet Pepsi pretty much. It's my only vice. So I probably not my only, but that's the one I probably should do something about. But I used to drink caffeine-free Diet Pepsi most of the day, so I don't mind doing a little caffeine every now and then. Hi, Crystal and Sharon. Good to see you guys. All right, so I feel like Romper Room. Anybody remember Romper Room with the magic mirror? And she'd say, I see Kelsey and I see Sharon. And just reminds me of that. I remember my mom sending my name in and sitting there in front of the TV waiting for him to say, and I see Kimmy. Oh well, that goes back a ways. I'm not Kimmy anymore. Anyway, denim. So denim is a strange animal to sew sometimes. It can be a little bit difficult. It can be, depending on how you approach it, it can be amazingly easy. So it just depends on knowing the tips and tricks and what kind of denim you're sewing as well. So I was going to just, before I get to the tips, I was just going to talk about, I kind of put denim in 3 categories, okay? The first category would be 100% cotton denim, like 12 ounce, which is nice and heavy, no stretch whatsoever. Hi, Eva. Hi, Hexe. Nice to see you all the way from Germany. That's awesome. And Maryland too. Hi. Anyway, I tend to think of it as just the really like the Levi's. That's usually probably about 11 to 12 ounce denim, really heavy. What you think of if you think of a classic like Levi jean, okay? So that is one type of denim. It's almost like a canvas because you cannot stretch it at all in either direction. Next is the denim that has a lot of stretch, really stretched denim that has a very high content of spandex, like more than 3% usually, and also will have maybe polyester or modal in there as well. So that's another. Oh, I can answer yes. I'll hold on to them for after I just finish these 3 types, and then I'll answer those 3 questions. Okay. So that would be your really stretchy denim, and that would be like the kind of fabric I made my Sabrina Slims with, like last week or whenever that was. That is the stretch denim. So that's like a stretch twill material. It is woven, but it stretches almost as much as a knit and has great recoveries. It just boom, and goes right back. That's really great for if you want to have a really close fitting jean, if you want to, maybe for comfort, that kind of thing. Then the third kind is it's similar to number 1 with the all cotton and heavyweight, but it has just 1 or 2% spandex in it to give it a little more give and it's just a little more comfortable to wear, but it doesn't really, when you feel it, it doesn't feel a whole lot different. It does stretch a minimal amount, but it does, and it can fool you because the way you sew that or what patterns you sew that with are completely different than what you would use the 100% cotton with no stretch. So I just wanted to get that clear. So when the Love Notions jeans come, they will be the third kind I talk about, with 1 to 2% spandex or more. They say or more, but I would suggest sticking with what they recommend because you don't want them to be too large either. You don't want them to stretch out of shape. So, but you don't want to use the first kind. Okay, that's what I just want to make sure you guys understand. If you're buying your denim ahead, you want to make sure you get the first, not, or the third kind I talked about, not 100% cotton with no stretch. If you want to set yourself up for success, just make sure you get that 1 to 2% spandex. Okay, I just wanted to say that right up front. Now, before I get to the tips on jeans, let me go back to these questions. Let me pull them up here. All right. Did I miss the video on how to use the seam jumper, hump jumper? No, that's in this video. I'll be showing that in a little bit. I recorded that today, and after today, I will put it up as a short. So you'll be able to pull it up, just the short little clip, anytime that you want to see it. All right, let's see. That's the only one that came up under cues. So let me go back and filter through. All right. Dolores has her green tea. What's BH? I don't know. I'm not sure. BH. Interesting. Where did you see BHD? Was that something I didn't know? Okay, Brenda has some fitting questions for me. Okay, I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you, Louise, for that. I appreciate that. I know you did not miss the video on the hump jumper. How do you know if you, okay, Brenda says, how do I tell if I need a narrow shoulder adjustment from my basic measurements? You really, what I would do, you aren't really going to know it just from measuring yourself necessarily, but clues. Your shoulder seams always are lower down here than what you like them to be. If your top fits here, it doesn't fit anywhere else. Narrow shoulder is really similar to the bust adjustment. Now, if your bust is big and the rest of you is, proportionate, then you want to do the full bust adjustment. But I'll tell you, like, when I had about 20 pounds more than I have right now, the rest of me was large also. So instead of doing the full bust adjustment, I would do the narrow shoulder adjustment, because then I was big from there down, if that makes any sense. So what you would know is you just, your necklines maybe would be going like this, and your bra straps showing. That's another sign. What you want to do is measure from here to here on yourself and measure that on the pattern. Of course, you're going to measure, if it's a folded pattern, what you're going to do is you're going to measure from here to center front and then double that. And then take out the seam allowances. Make sure you count for those. And then you'll see how that relates to that pattern. And then you will know if your shoulders are going to be too narrow on that particular pattern. And the other question was, how do I tell if I need a round back adjustment from my basic measurement? Again, it's not really a basic measurement thing. It's what you would see if you have always have a bunch back here that doesn't lay down. If you look in the mirror and you kind of have that dowager hump, which a lot of us get when we're older, that's another clue. Yeah, and another, again, the neckline feeling really loose. A lot of times that will kind of clear up when you fix the shoulders, but you're not really going to measure it for, you're not really going to measure it and be able to tell just from a measurement. It's going to be on how it fits. Now, one measurement you could do is if you do this and then you measure the back, and then the back isn't large enough for the back measurement, then you're going to definitely want to do that broad back measurement. I hope I made that clear, but that's what I would do. Both of those are really subjective measurements, and it's kind of how you like your clothes to fit. So that's what I would do. Is I'd suggest just going ahead and do a muslin. If I know a lot of times people don't like to do them, but there's just really no substitute for it. And just kind of see, you know, if every time you buy a top or make a top, your shoulders are down here, or your, you know, bra straps are showing or whatever, that would be a clue. So before we get to the denim too, I'll mention I'm wearing the Breckenridge Henley from Love Notions today that I made about, I don't know, a year or so ago now. And I do have a video on it if you want to go back in the archives. And this is the Feature Friday today for $5. And as always, you can get 10% off with the code Dorothy's Daughter. I'll just scroll that down at the bottom here for you. Dorothy's Daughter for 10% off on Love Notions. All right. So just wanted to let you know that. And any other questions before I move on? All right. Joey says, my denim had about 25% stretch. Good or no good? I would say it would be okay. They say, you know, 3% or 1 to 2% or more. I would definitely, though, try them on at stages and make sure that they aren't going to stretch out too much and be too big on you, because you'll have to account for that. 25% is a lot. You could definitely do Sabrina's with 25% stretch, but the legato, I think you could do it. I mean, I'm kind of planning to try to do a pair like that, but I'm going to also account for the fact that it's not going to be, I mean, it's when things stretch, no matter how much recovery they have, they're going to kind of feel a little bigger. So you're going to want to make sure that they don't get too big on you. The fit might be different. All right. No Dorothy 10. Okay, hang on. Louise had a question. Let me go back here. I missed your question, Louise. Oh, where do you buy 1 to 2% denim? Okay. You can buy them different places. Mood Fabrics has them. Fabric.com has them. You can get them at Charlee Fabrics, I believe it is actually going to have a kit, a jeans making kit that you can purchase just for the Love Notions pattern, and that'll be announced, or that'll be details on that will be forthcoming. I don't know if I was supposed to say the name of that fabric company. I'm sorry if I did, but anyway, they're going to have a kit. So Charlee Fabrics is one place. Most places will list it, and I mean, with 1 to 2%, anything that says it has spandex in it is probably going to be enough, because it's just, don't get that 100% cotton. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so yes, it is Dorothy 10 for 10% off. And so that means even the $5 pattern is 10% off. That well, I'll get to details on. There is one exception to that coupon coming up. When the legatos are released, you're going to be able to buy the pattern with the tutorial video. And when you purchase those, the first week of the release, you're going to be able to purchase the class and get the pattern included for free. So with that purchase, the code won't work. But any other time on, any combination of patterns, that code will work. Okay? Alrighty. anyone know of a pants pattern for a very flat behind? Well, any of them you could do a flat butt adjustment. If you refer to that pants fitting series that I did, there's adjustments to the back, and flat butt adjustment is covered in that video. I don't know of any. I mean, I would go with one. You don't want to choose one that's curvy, I guess. I think you can adjust any pattern. Probably should just, if you have that issue, you probably want to go ahead and learn how to, compensate for that on your, so that you can use any pattern. So, all right, let's get to the skinny here on denim tips. I'm sure you all will come up with more than this. So this is not an end-all be-all list, because I know you could go on and on and on. So let me get to what I have. All right. Let me get to it here. Okay, my first one is always, 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 always pre-wash your denim. I mean, you want to always pre-wash your fabric no matter what. But denim is something that you cannot just say, oh, well, denim shrinks because of the high cotton. No matter what kind of denim, it's got cotton in it, so it could shrink. Number two, it is got a high dye concentrate in order to get that indigo, and it will bleed probably the first time you wash it. So without exception almost. So you definitely want to wash it at least once. I tend to wash my denim twice before I cut. So I just want to make sure that it's not going to bleed on anything. And I want to make sure that it's pre-shrunk so that if I wash them the first time, they don't shrink on me and then not fit. So the other thing you can get is a RIT dye color catcher that you can put in there to, get out all the extra dye. That sometimes will help. I've never used one, but a lot of people swear by those. So that is basically the first tip. Don't take a shortcut on that. Definitely pre-wash. The second one is, all right, how come it didn't go to the next one? All right, let me just go here. Oh, well, I think I went ahead. Anyway, use the correct needle. All right, so the correct needle, you want to use like a 16 gauge. You want to use is preferably one that's called a jeans needle. Schmetz has them, Class has them, and they're nice. I think they have a blue band on them, if I'm not mistaken. But they are made for denim. They're going to slice through those seams without any issues. And again, you cannot use a universal needle on denim unless it's chambray type or tensile, or something really thin. If it's the 10 ounce, 11 ounce, 12 ounce, you definitely need a jeans needle. So make sure you're using the correct needle. Number 3, which should have a 3 in front of it, but has a 1, why it threw me off. This is live. And I'm human. So number 3 is use a little bit longer stitch than you would on any other. I just saw Brenda said to add a Coke to the wash. Interesting. I don't know. That would be worth trying. I wonder if that works. Good. So the longer stitches will help you help the thread not to tie up when you get to those tricky spots. So definitely use a little bit longer stitch. I suggest from 2.8 to 3.5 for regular stitching. And then when you get to top stitching, you want to use 3 to 4 even. So maybe make sure that you use a little bit longer stitch, and that will help you a lot. All right, and when it comes to top stitching thread, there is regular top stitching thread made for denim. As a matter of fact, let me get it. I do not remember who makes this, but I got this from Wowak. Wait a minute. Yeah, it doesn't say. I got this from Wowak. It's thick, and it is really nice top stitching thread. I believe it's 100% cotton thread. So you can use it on those 100% cotton jeans if you do choose to sew with that. You know, there are patterns out there that are for the 100% cotton, which I have done before. It's nice to have that little bit of breathing, though, to have that spandex in there. If you soak denim in a bucket and then wash it, it will soften your denim. That's nice to know. All these, like, these are the fun kind of tips, you know, that you know, people found out by different things. Coke will soften the fabric. Well, maybe that's why they say add a Coke to the wash. Makes sense. All right, so this is the top stitch thread. Now, if you don't like top stitch thread, I never have any problem getting it through the needle or having it break or anything. But if you don't, some people don't like it because they think it breaks a lot. Now, this is from Wowak. It comes in this classic gold for jeans. It also comes in white, I think, and black. But this is this is made for jeans. If you use two strands of thread in one needle, you can also get the look of a top stitch thread. And some people say they get better results from that. So that's another thing you can do with the stitching. Okay. Yes. Wowak carries. Yes, this is where I got that from Wowak. All right. The next thing, and it's a number 1 again. I forgot to change the numbers, apparently. That's what happens when you multitask. Use a hump jumper. And instead of telling you about it, I made a couple videos to show you how to use a hump jumper. And so I'm going to play them all in a row here. When we get to the third one, I have to thank Verna, who I have not seen on today, but Verna told me about something that I then researched, and it's pretty cool. So thank you, Verna. She's not here, but we'll see if any of you guys have realized what that was for. We've probably seen it on your machine and not known what it was for. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the 3 little videos. The first one is going to be how to use a hump jumper. The second one is going to be showing you a few types of hump jumper. And the third one is kind of a fun surprise. So I'll be back after these. All right, I'm going to show you now how to use a hump jumper over a thick seam. All right, I've simulated a thick seam here on this denim. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew right up until the presser foot tips. Do you see that? Now, a lot of times it's even thicker than this, and what you'll end up with is just, it's like your presser foot is putting on the brakes. So what you do is you take a hump jumper, which looks like this, and what it's made to do is level out your presser foot. So you can either lift it up and put it like this, but with a thick seam, I tend to use the back side like this and put it right in there. And then you see that levels off your presser foot, and you can keep going without any skip stitches or any problem whatsoever. You can also use this to get started if you're like starting on a seam that's thick, or even on a knit. So what you do is then at the beginning, you just go ahead and slip that in like that. And then you'll go ahead and be able to start sewing without any issues at all. That really helps with thin fabrics that want to get sucked down in the throat plate. There are several different hump jumpers. So one package has these two, and the difference is one is thinner. You see how much thinner that one is than this one. All right, the thinner one would be what you would use if you have a silky, thin fabric that you can't get started without it sucking down into the throat plate. Or if you have a knit that also doesn't want to let you go through. So that's another reason you might use a hump jumper. It's just as good for that as it is thick seams. But originally they were made for thick seams. This one's a little bit thicker. This is for heavier fabric. And then there's also a thing called a Janome jig, and this is made just for denim or canvas. And I don't find I use this one a whole lot, but if you have extremely thick seam to sew over, you can use this Janome jig in the same way that I just showed you how to use the hump jumper. Now I want to show you this little black button that's on a lot of presser feet and how you can use that in the same way that you use a hump jumper. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew right up until that presser foot starts tipping again. Do you see that? It's tipping. All right, I'm going to raise my presser foot. I'm going to push that in, and you kind of have to really give it a push, and then lower the presser foot, and that will stay in. You go ahead and sew right over the seam, and it automatically releases when it gets past the thick part. And you have no skipped stitches whatsoever. All right, so that was about the hump jumper. And I see a question. Dee asked, where do we get the thin one? When you purchase them from Wawak, they actually, those two yellow ones come together. I've always gotten two whenever I've ordered one. There are different variations on Amazon. I'm not certain whether that would have it on there. I think a lot of people have 3D printed them and then sold them on Amazon, which is not a bad thing to do if you think about it. But the ones that you get from Wawak are the yellow ones. I think they're the original. They're actually called the Hump Jumper, and those come with two, the thicker one and the thinner one. So that's what I would recommend. Oh, you're very welcome, Lori. I hope that was helpful. And I will upload those as shorts to you know, my channel as a YouTube short, so that if you want to just refer back to that one little piece, you can do that. Probably won't get them uploaded that way for a couple days, but sometime next week. So this is going to be Denim Week too. I forgot to mention, since the jeans are being released, I think Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. Then I'm going to be doing at least one other video next week about denim. So there should be a lot of opportunity for questions. Feel free to bring them up on the Facebook group. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, let me just show you. This is our Facebook group, and definitely join us. There are a lot of people there. A lot of questions get answered. Sometimes when I go there to filter through and answer questions, they've already been answered 50 times. So there's a lot of great resources on there. And if you want me to particularly see your post and answer a question, please tag me, okay? And I will be happy to to answer your question. All right. I never knew what the black button was for either, Jane. I always thought, I didn't know what I thought. I thought it was some kind of balance thing, but I didn't think it was to keep it level. I think it's really cool. They really should market that a little more because there's a lot of people who have difficulty with those thick seams and don't have a clue what to do. The other thing that I wanted to, this is supposed to be number 5, but let me get that back up here. So number 5, which it has a 1 in front of it because I forgot to change all the numbers. But anyway, I'm human. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. And Jerry, nice to see you. Yeah, oh, I thought you meant the black button. Yes. Don't forget the black button, but yeah, the like button would be nice too. I'm sorry, Jerry. Anyway, also what would be really helpful is if you have a small hammer. And I made a little video about that. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I thought it might help. So I'm going to show you that now. All right, here's another tip if you have a thick area that you need to seam over. Let's suppose you want to flatten this out before you actually sew it. You can actually take a regular little hammer. I have this little pink one that I've had in my stash for a while. Take another piece of fabric, can be anything, just anything out of your scraps. You just don't want to get any residue from the hammer onto your fabric. And you can actually gently hammer that down to where it's thinner and will go through your machine a little better. Now, I'm not tapping as hard as I can because I don't want to bump my camera so much, but you definitely want to just do it lightly because if you do it too hard, you can actually split the fibers and you don't want that. So just go ahead, take a piece of cloth over top and gently hammer. This isn't a great surface to do it on, but in order to demonstrate, I had to do it that way. So that's another way of tackling thick seams. All right, so that was the 5 main tips, and the other, I had a couple bonus ones. One is the fact that you want definitely to use top stitch thread or two strands of regular thread will work as well. All right, and then I would this is a little bit off the wall, but a rivet press is a really, really good investment if you're going to sew a lot of jeans, and also bags. But jeans are, nothing holds those corners like a rivet. You can bar tack and bar tack, but rivets are never going to unravel, or they're just always going to be there. And okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, sorry. I hope that got rid of all those. Anyway, apologize for that. And Dee, I didn't get your email, so okay, now why is that doing? My apologies. Little gremlins, I guess. But that is basically the skinny on that. So the rivet press, yes. I was going to grab a rivet press. Hang on one second. That's what I should have done when the camera did that, right? And I'm sure a lot of these things will be covered in Love Notion's course. So when that comes out, I'll give you details on how to use that and how to, you know, make it so that you can also use my affiliate link with that. But anyway, this is the rivet press, and basically just you're putting the dies in here at the sides of rivet, and you're going to poke your hole, and then, which is really important, that's the most important part, putting in a rivet, is punching your hole. And I have a hole punch that I use. It's like a belt hole puncher. It's really great. It's for leather, so it goes through denim no problem. And so then you put that the caps and the back in there, and then you just make sure it's centered so that it doesn't get all crazy, and then you just do this and your rivet is in. So this is about $49. And somewhere I have another one because I lost it in the move. I had to buy another one when I was making the jeans. So I don't know where my other one is, but I may have one for sale when I find it. But I don't know. That was really, really funny. I just couldn't find it. So that is another thing. I'm going to show you the hole puncher too, just really quick. Okay, so this is the hole puncher. And I got this at Hobby Lobby. All right. I'm glad the visual part of this is going to be done because I don't know if my camera's going to hang in there. All right. So this is, I got this from Hobby Lobby. And it has lots of different size holes that you can use it for bag making or leather or anything. And I think I used the smallest one actually for the rivets. I think they were 9mm rivets that I put in my jeans. 6 or 9, I can't remember. But once you do the holes, then you'll be able to put those babies in no problem. And even with a hammer, they're not hard with as long as you punch the hole. But the rivet press just makes it super, super easy. So it's a good investment. $40 investment for, you know, if you make it any kind of bag or anything, you're going to definitely be able to recoup that. Oh, good, Dee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Marilyn, to show you, like, I can do a video on that if you'd like. I could do like a little short video and upload that to show you how you actually use the rivet press. I might have covered that in the bag when we did the online bag. It's so long, but anyway, I'll do that for you so you can see. I'll put up a short this week and show you how to use the rivet press. Obviously, different ones are going to be different, but this one, I actually have a whole another pair of jeans for my daughter-in-law that I need to get the rivets put into, so I will just film a little bit of that so you can see. All right, so you can bring on your questions about denim or any other tips that you might have. One that I saw for sure was to throw a Coke in the wash to soften them, which I think makes sense. It's kind of like adding baking soda. I'm just going to switch to my webcam, which is pretty awful, but hang on one second. If I can. All right, sorry about that. See, this is going to be a little bit not as good, but at least you can still see me without the camera shutting off. Let me just make sure that's shut off so it doesn't burn up, because it got hot, and I found out what did it last week. I didn't turn off the display, so the display sucks a lot of battery, so then the battery got hot. I forgot to, I know it did, and then I forgot to turn it off last week, so here I am. It happened again, and I didn't learn my lesson, so let me just make sure my camera's off. Technology, it's always fun. That's the one thing about having a YouTube channel that nobody tells you, is that it's so frustrating when things don't go right. But anyway, I know what did it. I just need to put a big note that says, make sure you turn off the display, because the display on the back sucks a whole lot of batteries. So, but I can still see you, or I can still be on, and I can still see your questions. Do I have any of those supplies in the Amazon store? I think I do, but let me go make sure, and I'll get them added. Maybe I'll make a little list that is supplies for jeans week or something like that. I got on Amazon a set of buttons. They're really neat, and the jeans buttons. And I got a set of rivets, a couple different sizes, and much cheaper than buying them separately. So something that you might want to check out. Now, the hole puncher I got at Hobby Lobby when they still had the 40% coupons. I just waited for a time when it was not on sale, so that it was 40% off, and went and just bought it. So I think it was $30, and I got it for $15. So I'll look on Amazon and see if they have a hole puncher. Probably they do. I just never really looked for one. But I'll make sure they're in there. And yeah. I need to use that Amazon store more, because it is really great, and it's a great resource, and it is a really great extra it isn't a lot of extra income, but it does help when I need to buy things for the channel. So, sewing supplies, having all these supplies to demonstrate everything, it gets expensive. So that's how the affiliate links of this and that, they really help a lot and go a long way toward helping with that. So, so that's why I have affiliate links. And nobody gets rich with it. They'll tell you people can get rich with affiliate links. Maybe if you're an affiliate of Apple or some, some really, tech thing. But in our world, nobody gets rich with affiliate links. It just helps, it just helps the cost. It helps make it worth your time, and all that. So it's always appreciated, and I have all my links always listed in the description of the video. But I do need to go make sure I have some things on the Amazon store, because I've kind of been a slacker about that one. And with Christmas coming up, it's probably a really good thing for me to have that. So the store, the merch store that I told you about last week, and yes, I did have the wrong Bible book listed on the videos. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I typed the P, and I just automatically typed Psalm, and I never really checked myself. That's why it's really good to have other eyes. And it was supposed to be Proverbs, but I put Psalm, you know, duh. But anyway, I fixed it. So they're all correct now, I believe. And the store will be launched. I am waiting because once I launch it, there's only 2 weeks with a 15% off coupon for you guys. So I want to make sure that I have everything. And I ordered samples. So I want to be able to wear some of it, show some of it, so you can see it before the 15% coupon wears off. So I'm waiting to hit that button until I get those in the mail. So as soon as those come in the mail, I will be launching that store. I've got a Thanksgiving shirt. I've got working on some Christmas ones. I have sewing related, scripture related, Christmas related, all of the above together, different things in there. And I think it might be a great resource for Christmas things. I'm going to have a couple of homeschool themed things too, because homeschool moms tend to sew. I'm one of them. Well, I'm a veteran. So anyway, we have a few more minutes for questions if anybody has any. And yeah, so be watching for the merch store. It will appear underneath all my videos. It'll have like a small selection of things. You've probably seen it on other channels. And then you'll be able to click into the store, I believe, from there. I think you can buy from there, but you can also click into the store. And I will definitely have it in the description of every video. And I will also add it in the Facebook group, like a permanent, like I'll pin it so it's always on the top. And yeah, I actually should do a post with all my affiliate links and put it on the top. That would probably be helpful. Oh yeah, Amy, it'll be on the replay. You can go back and watch. But sure, if you have a question, I don't mind. I don't mind saying something I've already said if you need to ask. Oh, Dee, you are too. That's awesome. That is awesome. Where do you buy stretch denim? Well, lots of places. Mood has a lot, actually. That's where I've seen it. Cali Fabrics has it. Fabric.com has it. I couldn't find any on Vogue, but I could have just missed it. I don't know. Joann's has a stretch denim that I really like, but that's like a 20% stretch. That's what I made the Sabrinas with. You wouldn't, I mean, you could use it with the new pattern, but it isn't really intended to be that much of a stretch jean. So I would say you want, for the new pattern, you want like the 2%, 1 to 2%. But this one is wonderful stretch. It has, I'm actually wearing them right now. It's got great stretch and recovery. And I found it at Joann. The only thing is it's not very wide. So you have to buy a little more than normal. I would say buy your height twice, because you may not be able to overlap pieces at all. Maybe your height twice plus a little for pockets and things. I will do that, Brenda. Thank you. And if you're not on the Facebook group, then go ahead and join us. Here's the link. Oh, let me switch the camera. It was on my other one. Go ahead and click that, or not click that, but look up the Facebook group there, and you can definitely join us, and lots of questions and answers there. So, also, if you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. And you know, this lady usually has a camera working. I'm telling you, it's just, it is what it is, right? So Okay, Amy made this ash jeans with a stretch twill and not enough stretch. Okay. I don't know. I'm not familiar with what they call for with the ash jeans. But you really have to pay attention to what the pattern is calling for. I made ginger jeans that had just a tiny bit of stretch in them, and that's what that pattern calls for. I've also made the Tessa jeans from Seamwork, which I did a video about maybe 2 years ago now, and that was completely 100% cotton. And I liked those a lot, but they don't stretch. You know how jeans will kind of stretch out while you're wearing them? That's just from the weave. But I mean, I'm talking about really stretch. They don't stretch. Yeah. The Ash is Megan Nielsen, I believe. She has two jeans patterned, the Ash and the Dawn. I'm not sure which is which, but one of them has a button front. And then the other one has a zipper. Oh, Brenda, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you feel at home. That's what I want. I want to feel like we're having a cup of coffee or a Diet Pepsi together. That's why that's the atmosphere that I want to have with my channel. I want to be real. I make mistakes. My camera stops. Things happen to sewing machines and it's just life. So, so we definitely, I definitely want to feel like you're here in my sewing room with me. So, Dawn has the button. Also, a zipper option is for non-stretch denim. Okay, good to know. If you use the stretch denim that's a lot more stretch, if you use those for the legato, the new ones, you're probably gonna want to, it's hard to do a muslin with the same fabric. I understand that. So, but at least try them on, baste them together, and try them on. This is what I do. All right. I baste them together and I try them on. And I see how I like the crotch, the rise, all that. And I see how I like where I have extra room. And then if I have extra room that I don't want, I put them on inside out and I pull it and I pin it until it's right. That's what I do. And yes, it's good to make a muslin, and I did make a muslin, but I still refined it because the fabric was different. So even if you have done a muslin, I guess is what I'm saying, with jeans, I would definitely try them on inside out. Make sure that you don't have a lot of room. If you're concerned about not having enough room, add some extra to the seam allowance so that you can let it out. Hi, Dot. I haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you online. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you too. Let me, I think I might be able to turn my regular camera back on now, guys. Letting it cool off. Let's see if I got the right one on now. Nope. Let me get back to it. Yay! Back to the better camera. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Jean. Nice to see you. I talked about the denim right away, and I had 5 tips, but they all said 1. But there were 5. Anyway, like I said. Yes, Amy, I do know when the Love Notions legato pattern's coming out. It is either Monday or Tuesday. I believe it's Tuesday. I just read that, and I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday, but it's very soon. Hmm. Well, I'm sure they have to twist your arm to babysit that beautiful baby. Hi, Heidi. Nice to see you. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I'm going to be doing some more with denim this week. I have a denim jumper that I have had cut out for quite a while. You guys have heard me talk about this before if you've been around a long time. It's made from 11 pairs of jeans. And I'm going to finish it this week. And then I'm probably going to make a turtleneck to go underneath it. But it is really cool. My husband helped me with it, so it'll be kind of sweet to finish it and think about how he helped me engineer the way that I laid out. I used all the flat felled seams from 11 pairs of jeans so that it's almost like a stripe with different colors of denim. And he helped me lay it out, know how big of a piece I needed. It was, or how many. He was an engineer, so anyway, he helped me do the math, and that was fun. He couldn't believe that. I mean, I could do it myself, but he was just so smart, so I had him do it. So yes, 11 pairs of jeans. That's what I did. I made it from 11 pairs of jeans that I had in my outgrown pile. My husband had a bunch that didn't fit him. I needed a couple more, so I went to the Goodwill, I think, and got some. And then I took the denim and I patched together it's a Phoebe pattern from Seamwork. And it's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to showing it to you guys. And I'm looking forward to wearing it because I feel like it'll be a conversation piece. So that's gonna be a video this week. I'm going to show you my plans, and then show you how it came out. I didn't film doing some of that. I'll film some of the sewing, which might be helpful because sewing over all of those flat filled seams is definitely going to be, it's going to need a bit of hump jumping, I believe. So I can maybe film some of the sewing so that you can see it in real time using the hump jumper and all that stuff. Yep, I do too. Well, I don't get to call my husband anymore on the math. I actually am not that bad at math, but he was just always so quick. So now I have to do it myself. But I think about him though every time I have to figure something out. I'm like, oh, I have to actually do the math. So, well, anyway, I have to get to a chili cook-off. I made a pot of chili. They're having a chili cook-off at the new church I've been going to. And my son-in-law is the head of the Royal Ranger program there. And so it is to benefit Royal Rangers. So I have made a pot of chili to take over there. I don't think it's going to win any prizes, but it'll be edible. So, and yeah, I think it'll be a fun night. So at any rate, have a great afternoon. And I'm sorry I didn't get to chat longer. And stay tuned because it's going to be Denim Week. And I think, I'm going to start a thread on the Facebook group and for denim tips, denim patterns, and share your denim makes, whatever. And what I want to do is like maybe share denim makes, share patterns that might work for denim. What about chambray? Maybe something, something related to chambray, and just go from there. So we'll just see where the week takes us. I know it's going to take us to the legato because I already have those. I'm very anxious to show you my jeans. And yeah, so you guys have fun. Have a great weekend. I don't have a sew with me Saturday tomorrow, but I hope to have one next week. And I will see you soon. God bless. Happy sewing.